Hey, everybody. Hey, 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 hey. We are live again. Once again, I hope you guys had a great day today. It's Saturday. It's so hot. So hot. But anyway, if you have not already subscribed and become a member, we do have special guests coming up on Monday. We have a couple of other special guests. So we're going to be lined out with the exclusives when we, as we keep rolling. So go ahead and become a member if you would like, whatever level you would like. Tonight, we want to talk about, yes, we want to talk about the verdict sheets that we've been able to obtain. Shout out to you, Harlem, and then also about Kanye West a little bit because I thought he was in Spain too. So let's just listen to Emily really quick, and then we can get started.
Bianca has been spotted at a restaurant brushing her bangs with a fork. Will they come to the Diddy trial? Maybe. You never know with these two. But a lot of people were messaging me. They're like, wait, Emily, I thought Ye and Bianca just checked into like a mental health hospital in Spain. So for some reason, the mainstream news is reporting that Ye and Bianca just checked into this really high-end retreat in Spain. That happened like a month or two ago. I don't know why mainstream media is months behind on that story, but they just started posting that like yesterday. Guys, they are not at a mental facility right now. Bianca just got into a car with her booty out, boobs out, looking good. Ye in his all black fit, back to black. They're back in New York. They're having a good time. They are not at the mental hospital. If they did that, it was like a retreat thing and it happened for a few days. But yeah, could they be coming to Diddy this week? Possibly.
So I wanted to play that because when I heard this, I did a short and I said, he was just in court yesterday and today he's in Spain, but yeah, that's Kanye and he can do and be anywhere he want to be. But it was awful strange that it had came out that day, the day after he was in New York. So I didn't know really if he was in New York, had been in, if he was in Spain, had been to Spain, going to Spain, whatever. But that was the content that was released. That was the report that was made. And so what I'm hearing from Emily is they have been spotted in New York, and we also thought that hey Hiawatha, hey Alberta, hey Montana, Harlem, our fabulous everybody here. Sorry about that. And so also, there was also speculation and talk that Kanye West would probably be showing back up at court, especially because this is to be the last week of this trial, and at the end of this week we should have a verdict, or at least they should be in deliberation. With that said, we do have the prosecution's verdict sheet and we do have the defense's verdict sheet. We'll just kind of go over it because it clearly lines out the charges that he has been charged with and how they are to, come to the conclusion that they're going to come to. So let's go right ahead. This is like the worst week for Diddy in that he doesn't know what his fate is. I mean, it's all been horrible for him, but he just doesn't know what his fate is. But his defense, his powerhouse legal team seems to believe that they have this nailed in a coffin and that it is a wrap for the prosecution, that Diddy will walk free when that verdict is read. So I don't know what you guys think. We just are going to see how it plays out this week, see who the surprise witness is on Monday, and just continue to follow all the way up into the verdict. We will probably be live all day on Friday. Also, I wanted to remind you guys to come Monday with questions for the attorney that is going to be here. She is amazing. She has some great opinions. She has some great legal strategies behind this whole thing and what she thinks about it. So let's not waste her time so that she can refer us to other people that can come. Let's come with a bunch of questions for this attorney on Monday. We are definitely going to be going live at 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Monday, because she needs to do the 8 o'clock slot Eastern. Again, come with your questions. That's Monday. So let's go ahead and let's pull up the prosecution list. All right. So as you see, it says the United States District Court of Southern District of New York, United States versus Sean Combs, Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, Diddy, PD, and Love. So this is the verdict sheet for the prosecution. And basically, this is the sheet that the jurors would get. And it says, please indicate each of your verdicts with a check mark. So they will check guilty or not guilty. There are 5 different counts. And so under the racketeering conspiracy, they'll ask the jury, how do you find the defendant Sean Combs with respect to count 1? And they would check which one they think. If you have found the defendant guilty of count 1, then please indicate whether the pattern of racketeering activity that the defendant agreed would be committed involved kidnapping, including attempted kidnapping, aiding and abetting, kidnapping, or conspiracy, or you see the word, that's very important, or conspiracy to commit kidnapping in violation of the California law. So then they'll say that this was proven. And what this means, it was proven beyond reasonable doubt, or it was not proven beyond reasonable doubt. B, if you found the defendant guilty of count 1, then please indicate whether the pattern of racketeering activity that the defendant agreed would be committed involved kidnapping, including attempted kidnapping, aiding and abetting, kidnapping, or conspiracy to commit kidnapping in violation of the New York law. Same thing, proven beyond a reasonable doubt or not. Page 2 is C. If you have found the defendant guilty of count 1, then please indicate whether the pattern of racketeering activity that the defendant agreed would be committed involved arson, attempted arson, including aiding and abetting arson, and conspiracy to commit arson in violation of California law. Now, we know this is going to pertain to Mia, and the kidnapping part is that he went to her home, just as a reminder, made her get dressed. She said she did not want to go, made her get dressed, get in the car with him and his bodyguard, roll over to Kid Cudi's home, and broke into it, went in his house, opened all his presents under the tree, some of them, and didn't take anything. And then his car comes blowed up. The officer, the detective, says that he saw the black truck there. He remembered that plate. He said, for some reason, I just needed this, just something seemed fishy. He remembered the plate. He ran the plate. It came back to Bad Boy Entertainment. So that's what that is about. So if you guys feel that was basically, they're saying, jury, if you feel like that was proven beyond reasonable doubt, that's where you'll check it. If you have found the defendant guilty of count 1, then please indicate whether the pattern of racketeering activity that the defendant agreed would be committed involved bribery, including attempted bribery, aiding and abetting bribery, or conspiracy to commit bribery in violation of the California law. This right here, correct me if I'm wrong, Harlem, is where I see it, where the video had been taken. They had the video with Puff abusing and dragging and kicking and taunting Cassie. And then the security guard was bribed in that when they called and asked for the video, Diddy was like, I need the video. He told Diddy no. So Diddy had KK to call him. He told KK no. KK shows up at his job and just like, call this number. Diddy gets back on the phone. He bribed him, take this money. So he's saying, if you give me this tape, I'm going to give you this. You name a number. You guys tell me what you want for it. That's where there is. And then if you have found the defendant guilty of count 1, Then please indicate whether the pattern of the racketeering activity to the defendant agreed would be committed involved tampering with a witness or victim in the violation of federal law. So, where's Gina? But before Gina, there was a lot of tampering with witnesses or potential witnesses, making, I think, 57 calls to one person, having D-Rock to call Jane so she would fall back and not speak. So you could use that there. If you found the defendant guilty of count one, then please indicate whether the pattern of racketeering activity of the defendant agreed would be committed involved forced labor in violation of the federal law. My opinion, the forced labor is where they had to work for 5 days at a time, 3 days at a time, no sleep, continuous work, having them to go out and do like for instance, Brennan forgets the Lululemon bag, so he has to go get this bag. He has to pack rugs back and forth. He has to meet with the rug dealers and all these things, and that's just Brennan. But it was proven like for assistants and what they had to do, and cleaning the rooms after the freak offs and having to wear gloves and seeing this thing. All that is forced labor, and in violation of the federal law, I believe. If you have found the defendant guilty of count one, then please indicate whether the pattern of the racketeering activity that the defendant agreed would be committed involved sex trafficking in violation of the federal law. Sex trafficking is paying for Jane to come across state lines, Cassie come across state lines to perform X acts with escorts, paying escorts to come across state lines. And so that is what the prosecution is that's what the prosecution is presenting. So now let's go back to the defense. It's slightly different than the prosecution. So let's get that off. And let's get the defense up here. So now this is Diddy's team and what they requested or what they have presented. United States of America versus Sean Combs. You understand that Sean Combs is the only person up there where they named all the aliases and the other. That's the first difference. But anyway, theirs just is really just kind of straight to the point, real simple. Count one, this is again the defense. Count one, racketeering conspiracy. How did you find the defendant, guilty or not guilty? So they would check. If you answered not guilty as to count one, proceed to count two. If you answered guilty, which racketeering acts do you? If you answered guilty, which racketeering acts do you unanimously find the defendant agreed would be committed? So they have to write out which, if they say guilty under the Racketeering Conspiracy Act, they're going to have to tell specifically which acts fell under the racketeering that they found him guilty of. And then count two is X trafficking of Cassie. How did you find the defendant guilty or not guilty? Count three, the Mann Act transportation of Cassandra Ventura. How did you find the defendant guilty or not guilty? And then count four is X trafficking of Jane. How do you find the defendant? And the Mann Act transportation. And that's all they had. So what this proves is that basically there are 5 counts and they have to find him either guilty or not guilty. So they could say, and all they have to do under this racketeering is they only have to find him guilty of 2 predicate acts. And so we've already talked about all of that and what we feel like is going to be. So you guys, if you want to come up and talk, I'm going to drop the link and let's talk about it. Let me get the link down here. All right, so the link is there. While you're coming up, I'm going All right. Did you guys get the link? Come on up. Come on up and let's talk about it. Again, I do believe that Kanye West will be in the building. At least, if nothing else, he will probably be there for the verdict. I'm not sure though. Maybe he won't. But he is spotted in New York, and I do believe that he plans on showing back up. We'll see. Hey Harlem.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good.
That's good. Hello, everybody in the chat.
So I was saying that the defense's little verdict form is just straight to the point. They don't want the jury thinking about anything, just guilty or not guilty.
Yep, you could see the absolute difference in both of the verdict sheets, and they only want you to say yes or no, and this is the count right here: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do it, get it over with. You don't need to be going all the way back thinking about all these people that testified against him and all that. You know what you know. What is it? And that's basically to the point. For the prosecution, different.
I hope the judge kind of combines them into a way where they're both used in some kind of way. Because I think the prosecution is more the one I would want more.
Oh yeah, if you're trying to, it depends. I don't know, but I would probably want to admit to the jury the prosecution's verdict. I would be interested in knowing what our legal bestie Simone. I want to know what she thinks about these because she did come out. Hey Alberta, she did come out and she said that that this was what they would get. She said it would be these verdict sheets. It would be guilty or not guilty or in some form, but it didn't. I think that the prosecution explained it better of what I'm saying guilty to or not. So I'd be interested in seeing what her thoughts are around that.
Right, right. Yeah, because it's just like to me the defense. You give them five little things straight to the point. You don't want them to have time to deliberate or think on things. Like you think they already got their mind
Mhm.
made up. Like you still want to think on things to be sure.
Yeah. I mean, the according to people in the courtroom, they're saying that the jury is just basically checked out, like as though they're tired of hearing like the same stuff over and over. They're kind of checked out and not even taking notes anymore. Allegedly, I don't know, but if that's the case, you know, I don't know. I don't know. This is going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. And will they tell us which verdict sheet was submitted? I wonder.
I don't
Or
know if they'll tell us per se. Like maybe it may get posted on the docket which one is finally chosen.
yeah. So we'll see. Tomorrow will be interesting to see who the supposed last witness is, and who's going to get on the stand. And then we go and jump into whatever summaries the defense have, and they're going to rest. So um, we are looking at possibly Friday, knowing his fate, what's going to happen. If no, I don't even want to go there. Never mind. I don't even say. So, anybody else in the chat have anything to say about those?
Yeah,
So,
I just think this week will be very interesting because of the fact the defense only has a couple of days that they want to use to present their defense.
and
And we may have a verdict by the end of the week.
we may. I just don't see how. But again, they say if the defense feels like they got this made, then they don't take a bunch of time with the defense. But like really, like this is the only days like only gonna give me 3 to 5 days for $15 million, which I mean, they've done a lot of work. They have done a lot of work. And maybe this is just their strategy to say, he's gonna walk free. And we know it, we're confident in that. And that's all we're gonna do. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just going to be very interesting.
Mm-hmm. The Me Too movement.
But the
Mm-hmm.
Me Too movement been quiet with Puffy.
We ain't heard them say nothing.
Yeah, with R. Kelly, they was out there.
They was all over it.
Hmm.
At anything.
With Puffy, I think everybody has been quiet.
Why? What's the difference?
Right.
Why are we making differences? I don't know. So anyway, I didn't have much tonight. I've been asleep. I did hear
Mm.
about I did hear um I heard Choke No Joke talk about Fat Joe. I'm not sure.
Hmm.
And he read about it, and there are some video. I mean, there's some either some voice tape, some voice video that was taped, or some text messages talking about what they were going to do to TA, what they were going to do to this guy TA, how they were going to do it, like all kind, like in black and white. And I
Oh, they
asked,
included in the lawsuit?
mm-hmm, he
Okay.
was reading the lawsuit. I'm sorry, I put candy in my mouth. I shouldn't do that. And
No, you fine.
he was he was reading the lawsuit, and he had highlighted some stuff, and I tried to get it, but I couldn't get it. But I have a couple of them that I could probably read. Let me see if I can grab them.
Yeah, because Fat Joe's lawsuit, it was just so long, and then Tyler Perry's, and then I was trying to catch up on everything in the R. Kelly motion that got filed, and I just was like over reading.
Yeah, it was just too much. Where is it at? Oh, let me see. It's a lot going on. If I'm honest, it's just a lot going on that you can hardly keep up with everything. Mm. Yeah, so I just like I was so hot. I had my grandson all day because his mama had to work. And so we went a couple of places. It was so hot. He was knocked out. I was knocked out. Let me see if I can find him.
We was in the same boat today. I had my grandson today too because his mother had to work.
Yeah, so I was like, come on. So he got here like at 8 a.m. and we've been going every until he fell asleep. We was going and going. Get me back.
Hmm.
Yeah. And then he was so hot and then he got cranky. I was like, you're sleepy. So just what I didn't really get, I couldn't get a lot of it, but it says that it's Pistol Pete and Percy. And I think Percy is deceased. Maybe I hate to say that if I'm not right. But Pistol Pete was like, yes, but I'm gonna go back and I'm not going to go back and forth with you. It's a TS for sure. Percy said, you can't tell me what they said, and you're not telling me who they is because they could be gassing you up. Pistol Pete said, so why would they want to do that? I'm only trying to get to the bottom of this so it won't escalate to nothing else. Percy said, to get into the bottom of it would be them NIGGs, GGAs calling TA and having a conversation or having a three-way with. And Pistol Pete said, I don't know. You should be talking to them, not you. It's true. It's true though. You're right. That ish has to do nothing with you. You know what? the only reason I called you is because they said that the last time we only see him with Percy. So I'm thinking that I'm thinking, okay, this is me. Nobody else ain't tell me ish. I'm thinking, okay, that means he's around Percy all the time. So Percy should know. Um, and this is crazy because I gotta know what I'm, who Percy. He got what's his name? Choke no joke, no, he know all these people. Pistol Pete said, "No, I got you. Listen, it is what it is. I swear, I didn't call trying to make it seem like I'm over here. I'm over here. No, I called you in a nice, humble way, respectfully. My bad that you took it a different way. But I'm thinking to myself, I'm thinking if he has somebody that we're looking for and they're telling me because I don't know, I'm going according to what they tell me, Purse. They're telling me, oh, he's leaving with Percy. I'm like, okay, so let me just call Percy and tell Purse. When you say they, who's telling you this? Because I'm finna go after this. Okay. He says, Percy says, when you say they, who's telling you this? Because I'm finna go after the ASS. Um, yeah, but I'm not gonna go back and forth with you. It's a TS for sure. You can't tell me, okay, who they is. We just read that. And then he says, yo, come on, let's go. TA, I'm not doing that. No, I got you. Listen, I understand what you're saying. If y'all want to catch him when y'all can. I'm not doing that. No, I got you. Listen, it is what it is. I swear, okay, we said that. My bad, you took it. This is the same thing. Um, who said it? I wanted to get to the part where they mentioned Joe in here. Don't ever times in. If I got, he said, Joe is my brother, and my loyalty should never be in question. Anybody questioning my loyalty my loyalty, that's their own business. That's their own issue, bro. I've been nothing but loyal. I understand that. I'm going to do with it. It's kind of choppy. This is what I'm saying. Y'all don't even need, if y'all want to try to get to TA, go ahead. Joe got Joe got TA's number. Rich got TA's number. How none of them ninjas got TA number now all of a sudden? Ninjas don't understand, but everybody says Percy. No, what happened with this? Ninjas was saying no, but he be with Percy in the whip. Every time we ever see him, he's always in the car with Percy. This is what happened, Percy. Who said that? Because they lying. TA don't even hear. Listen to what I'm saying, bro. TA don't even be here, bro. That's a lie. That's all I was able to get. Hey, you don't gotta tell me. You kidding me? All this ish, we was in the streets for real with this dumb ish. That's here nor there. I'm not worried about that. I'm only calling because honestly speaking, with good faith, it wasn't like I'm trying to make you feel some sort of way. Nah, I feel you, but for you to even tell me to line up, this is a disrespect to me, my ninja. I ain't that type. I ain't that type of ninja, bro. No, but listen, I just thought that she was, well, I just thought I'm just doing it because if I got a ninja that's violating Percy, Joe is my brother. That's it. It's too choppy. You have to get the whole thing. But that's it. Basically, this phone call was allegedly supposed to be plotting on TA, and then TA is the one that brought the lawsuit. So we'll get into Joe a little bit deeper when we can get some more information. As far as Tyler Perry, people have their speculations, what's going on with him. And then also we're going to get into the Wendy Williams thing. I did catch that video, but just not all of it because I was coming live. I'm not sure what she's talking about. What is she talking about, Harlem?
Okay, I think I had sent you the other videos that she had did. Did you I send you so much stuff. I know.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I'm good. I'm glad you did.
So somebody from Wendy Williams' environment, I don't know who it is, had reached out to her. They wanted her to put out some information as far as what was going on with her. It's four videos so far that she's put out, and I can send them to you. But
Okay.
tonight she was talking about because the other day she said that she was coming for Harvey from TMZ because he's behind some of the stuff. Like he acts like he's for Wendy, but
Mhm.
she says that she has proof where he was in communication with the people from the place where Wendy is, and he was kind of funding some things that were going on. So that's why she was coming for TMZ.
Okay, and she also talked about Kevin a little bit. But we know that Kevin is allegedly supposed to be back in the picture, trying to have filed some kind of lawsuit for Wendy.
Yeah, I think she was going to get on to that, but like you came on, so I came to you. I said I would go back to her because she usually leaves the videos up, but she has a YouTube too. She'll put it on YouTube, if
Oh,
she wants it out there.
okay, okay. I was wondering about that. Miss Jones, yeah, I want to know who Miss Jones is.
Okay, Miss Jones is another radio personality in New York way back when. Her
Hmm.
and Wendy were supposedly friends, sisters, from what they said or whatever. She called her Jonesy. I know
Hmm.
you've heard Wendy talk about Jonesy.
Hmm.
Um, she has another radio. I don't know what she's on now. I know she's on the radio show now. I don't remember what station, but she did an interview with the Breakfast Club the other day, and I didn't get the whole thing. I saw a clip of it, and she said that this was kind of Wendy's karma.
Yeah, I heard her say that. I was like, who is saying? Who would say that?
Yeah, but like Natasha was saying, if you were my friend, my sister, what have you, how could you say that that's my karma?
Yes, that's horrible. That's why I was
Yeah,
like, who is this Jonesy person? And like she was like, so he was managing Wendy or whatever. And then she was like, well, if I become bigger or whatever, then you're gonna have to manage me and I'm gonna need more of your time. But they was already married. And he was like, but we can talk about it, but I'm managing like Wendy right now. And she was just, man, this industry will have you best friends in one day and hating each other the next.
right. Because I didn't know all of that she was saying. Because I've always just known Wendy and Jonesy to be cool. I
Yeah.
didn't know that there was anything else behind it. I mean, it was one point that their friendship had broken up and what have you, but I thought that they had mended things.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it was to her, it wasn't a friendship. Maybe it was just something Jones for her to get herself out there.
Right. Right.
So
Probably. You got to start some scandal to be, heard. So maybe that.
yeah.
But I'm gonna go find the best Breakfast Club one. I'm gonna go watch that, and then I'm gonna catch up on the Wendy stuff, catch up on the Fat Joe stuff, because we gotta. I mean, as soon as this is over, she said Jesse talking. Jesse talking.
I think she meant Jones taking her to the bar for a
Oh,
drink.
oh yeah, oh yeah. That's what the woman said too. Like if you knew that I had an alcohol problem, why would we go to a bar and I offer you a drink knowing that you had? So it's like things were intentional. Was happening like she was
Right,
doing things
right,
on purpose to hurt Wendy.
right,
Yeah.
right.
And
But
did you?
Natasha is a radio personality too. She hasn't been on the radio for a while. She was doing her own live show on her Instagram and YouTube, and she
Oh,
kind of fell off with things.
oh,
She
okay.
was going through her own personal stuff. So she's been trying to come back and do, things here and there. Cause like I follow her and like, she's a cool person. She's, a nice, she be having information and what have you. So You know, when they brought her the Wendy stuff, she didn't want to put it out because, like she said, she hadn't been out there like that. She wanted to pass it off to somebody else that she knew had a larger following, but
Right. And
they didn't want it.
yeah, and then when she bring it out, like Tasha K, she said Tasha K called her back and was like, okay, sis, let's talk. Like, what? I've been
Right,
with y'all. Yeah.
right.
Yeah. So I did catch it a little bit. So anyway, I'm gonna go and check all that stuff up. Tonight I'm gonna take the rest of the night and just kind of get a lot of information on the other stuff because as I was saying that yeah, Alberta, I agree. That's messy. That at the end of this week, we got to keep rolling regardless because it's going to be a lot, whatever that verdict is going to be. So we'll have that, but we still got to keep up with everything else that's going on around us. Want to shout out to Leandria Johnson. Like she's struggling, you know, with liquor. I don't know if you guys saw her video, but she came on. She had few cocktails. She said she did it because she wanted to do it, you know, but you know, she struggles. But everybody
Hmm.
that they deal with. So I hope that people don't put her down, but they surround her and lift her up, you know, and just kind of help her. So I did see that, and I felt so bad for her. But
I didn't see that.
yeah, she was on. It was an Instagram post, and she said that her 15-year-old had just left. I don't know where he's at. He just left, and I need to deal with that. And she kind of cries on it, and she's about one gone in that. She had two shades in the wind. So, but you know, again, everybody struggle with something. You know, she's just happened to be a celebrity that it's going to be spewed all over the place. So, anyway, I saw the TD Jakes and Oprah thing. So TD Jakes was like, did you guys ever realize that when something bad is happening, there's bad allegations or whatever, they always want to come and make this I don't know, put out these stories, these horrible stories, and saying that I slept with Diddy. He said he was in Diddy's house all of 30 minutes. For me, I don't believe TD Jakes was like with Diddy like that. Like I don't believe that. Um, but again, like it's the industry, right? We're finding that these are the things that happen in the industry. So basically, I don't know if it's true. I just would like to hope that it's not. I can say that. But that was a good one, a good interview. I don't know where they were, but it was a ton of people in there. And so I caught that, and we'll be watching that more. I think isn't he in a lawsuit for something?
TD Jakes, I think so.
Yeah, I think there's a lawsuit with him. And Montana says, I believe it. The pastors be the one. And that's the truth, Montana. That's why I'm just like, especially with power like that, right? That's why I say I would like to believe that it's not true, even though he's coming out and was like they're just saying that because you know, right now, look what Diddy's going through. Basically, he didn't say word for word, but now I done slept with him. I done had a relationship with him. And so I don't know. I don't know what is the truth. I just would hope that just didn't happen. I don't know. It just at this point, nothing should surprise us at this point.
Right.
So yeah. So anyway, Harlem, just send me what you can find on any of those, especially Wendy. I really want to talk about Wendy. That's my girl. And I just wish and hope the best for her, no matter what.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you when we get off.
You look at Montana saying, I look like Whitney Houston tonight. I want him to stop. Stop. I just said I was a super fan, okay? That's all I said. But anyway, yeah, y'all, we're gonna go do some homework. Well, I am, so that we can have a better live. Not sure if we'll go live on tomorrow, just prepare for Sunday. But if anything happen or pop off, Harlem, we'll be here.
Okay.
Let us know. So you guys, I hope y'all have a good night. We'll see y'all here tomorrow. Don't forget Monday. Bring your questions for this attorney so that so we're not wasting her time over here, right? She does have opinions, and it'll be interesting, especially to see how you, Montana, will interact with what she has to say, because some of her opinions are just different. It's gonna be good. So we'll see y'all here on Monday, no matter what. We'll be here Monday. Try to be here tomorrow if something really different is happening. Otherwise, it won't be till Monday. So y'all have a good rest of y'all's weekend. We'll talk later.
All right. Good night.
Good night. Good night, Montana. Good night, Alberta. Good night, everybody.